as the season gets closer, I can't help but feel a little bit like, man, should I be higher on Florida than I am right now? And I got Florida winning 8 games, and with that schedule, that's pretty freaking good in my opinion. But the closer we get, I'm like, man, that roster is really good. Hey, DJ Lagway, when he's healthy, they are a bit of a force to be reckoned with. We saw that at the end of last season. Feel like maybe I should be higher on Florida than I am, and I'm already pretty high on Florida. We'll talk more about that here in a second. First things first, Florida fans, college football sickos, we're here. It's our time. Want y'all locked in to this channel, the On3 YouTube channel. The best way to do that is by being subscribed. All right, so if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, want y'all a part of this, we are full speed ahead for really all year round, but especially during college football season. Also, quick note, within that, if you get a membership at on3.com right now, get yourself a full year access to The Athletic. A lot of good stuff on The Athletic. Those of y'all that are already members at on3.com, you know there's a ton of good stuff over there. So classic 2 birds, 1 stone situation. Get dialed in there. Full year of access to The Athletic when you join On3 today. All right? So there's 2 things that make me on edge about Florida. One is the schedule. You're a Florida fan, you're just kind of rolling your eyes. We have to talk about it. It's irresponsible not to talk about it. The schedule is really, really tough for Florida. You know that. We know that. We move forward. Second thing that makes me on edge is the health of some key spots here. Like DJ Lagway, I understand there's a lot of confidence and optimism right now around how he's progressing. However, you start to stack these injuries on top of each other, and I just, at the very least, it makes me nervous. At the most, it makes me pretty cautious. Makes me a little hesitant in picking Florida in some of these spots. Also, the Dallas Wilson injury on top of that is just salt in the wound, okay? Here's what I would respond to myself in both those concerns. If Florida can establish some mojo early on in this season, they've proven they're dangerous. Why? We saw that at the end of last year. When they had some mojo and they had some belief, I think it started, quite frankly, in the first half of that Georgia game where they saw what they could be with DJ Lagway spinning the pill like a shady pharmacist. What is Florida if they are 3-1 or 4-0 after they play at LSU and at Miami? What are they? At the very least, I think they're a team with some belief. At the very least, I think they're a team that looks in the mirror and they're like, yeah, you know what? Last year wasn't a fluke. Yeah, actually, we are one of those teams that can give you problems any Saturday. We do belong on this field. They already believe that right now during fall camp. But when they get proof of concept, when they get more momentum in the context of 2025, again, undefeated or 1 loss after LSU and at Miami, then they get Texas, both teams off a bye week. But a look-ahead spot for Texas with Red River on the horizon, you got to go to Gainesville. That, to me, is just as teed up as it possibly can be with the number 1 team in America. Like, that in itself for Florida would be a very, very dangerous spot. Like, I go down the schedule here for Florida, and I don't find it that difficult for me personally to talk myself into some wins here. Like, the Georgia game is a great example. I think right now I'd lean Florida in that game. With what I saw in the first half with DJ Lagway, if he picks up where he left off in that game and he stays healthy, like, Florida might win that game a year ago, to be real with y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, the game against Ole Miss, you beat Ole Miss last year. And Ole Miss lost a first-round draft pick on the defensive line, a first-round draft pick at quarterback. You're telling me it's going to be more difficult to beat Ole Miss this year? Tennessee, when they come to the Swamp, I've heard so many times in my mentions how Tennessee just rolls into Florida, and that's already a guaranteed win for Florida, just by nature of where it's being played. Also, by the way, they have a new quarterback from their college football playoff team a year ago. They don't have the SEC Offensive Player of the Year anymore. Like, I don't have to squint too hard to see Florida winning that game. So you go down the line here, and it's like, man, I wonder if maybe I'm just a touch lower on Florida than I should be. Now, the health part is where I think I probably get a little bit more confidence in that 8-4 record that I haven't predicted at. But I think the question around the health is fair, but I also think it's fair to remember, like, DJ Lagway wasn't all the way healthy during that run a year ago, which I know is a big part of why I'm nervous about this trend in injuries to begin with. But, like, the question should be asked, how healthy do you need DJ Lagway to be a team that wins 9-10 games? Like, my gut and the logic, I think, says you need him probably as close to 100% as possible. It's what you prefer. But, like, that line of scrimmage is really freaking good. How many games is Florida going to win where neither team scores over 20? How many games can they win with that backfield, that offensive line that's one of the better offensive line units in America? a defensive line, that front seven that has like real depth. Like, how many games does Florida win this year with, you would hope, a full health DJ Lagway? But if history continues to prove itself as an indicator for the future and Lagway is not 110% healthy the entirety of the season, how many games does Florida win like Michigan won last year, where your quarterback play isn't awesome? It's not an air it out kind of affair, but like you just beat the other team over the head with a club, and that's kind of how it goes on that Saturday. I think Florida has that capability to them. So to wrap it up here, like the closer we get, the more I think we could be in for a season where we look at Florida at the end of a game in October, end of a game in November, and it's like, man, they didn't have a lot of things pregame listed in their favor, but just all the other stuff we talk about that makes a difference in college football games, culture, belief, battle scars, all those things, like Florida has those in spades now. Look at last year. They honed in a lot of those from last year. Everyone thought Billy Napier was a dead man walking post A&M. Locker room didn't flinch. Lose your starting quarterback, team doesn't flinch. A lot of those guys back. Like, I think that tight-knit nature of what Florida is could be a big reason why they have success here in 2025, on top of what I just told you with the line of scrimmage play on both sides, on top of that running back room, on top of the skill players, and on top of potentially DJ Lagway being who we all believe he could eventually be if he's 100% healthy. So feel a little bit like maybe I should be higher on Florida than I am right now.